2023 post-budget workshop organized in Parliament aimed to provide members of Parliament with a deeper understanding of the foundations of the 2024 budget presented by Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta on Wednesday. In his opening remarks, Minister Ofori-Atta emphasized that the 2024 budget is designed to finalize ongoing infrastructure projects and settle arrears in the road sector.
The 2024 budget has been prepared to ensure the accelerated implementation of the PCPEC and safeguard the recent macroeconomic gains, expand investment in the rail sector to implement the new growth strategy and chart a new course, consolidate and complete ongoing infrastructure projects to improve productivity and welfare, and mobilize climate finance to enable us build resilience and promote climate-sensitive growth. That is the scale of our ambitions of this particular budget, Mr. Speaker. Consequently, on the provision of roads, including the clearance of road arrears in this budget, this government wants to demonstrate our resolve to build a robust infrastructure network. On statutory funds, we have budgeted for arrears clearance and should support this and therefore ensure that we catch up on our DACF, SNIT, NHIS, GET Fund, and IPEP arrears.
Minority Leader Dr. Casey Alatoforsen expressed concerns that the government might be tempted to initiate projects in 2024 without dedicated funding, potentially to fulfill unplanned campaign promises.
2024 is an election year, and it is often the case that no one needs to be reminded that fiscal discipline is often placed at the back burner in the quest for electoral fortunes. Mr. Speaker, overspending is often the order of the day in an election year. To satisfy unplanned campaign promises, projects are hurriedly commenced without dedicated funding sources. Organized labor is assured of improved condition of service without regard to its impact on wage bill, among others. Mr. Speaker, this budget will be the last and final budget to be presented for and on behalf of the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The temptation by the President to fulfill some of his promises, irrespective of the consequences on the Ghanaian economy, is therefore high. Last but not the least, Mr. Speaker, this budget is the first since the government signed on into the IMF program. The program came with very strict conditionalities that will burden and bring hardships to the average Ghanaian. Mr. Speaker, all these factors, among others, therefore call on us as the representative of the people to scrutinize the budget with an eagle eye and ensure that the government spends within the allowable fiscal space. We must, with the support of our resource persons, dissect this budget into the minutest of detail, particularly the tables and appendices, and make sure that all the allocations are prudent and good purpose.
Speaker Alban Bagbin conveyed distress over the public's loss of confidence in the legislative arm of government.
We have CDD conducting an Afrobarometer survey. That is report round 9. And it was conducted in July 2022. I think the findings there are not too pleasant for Parliament. There is a clear indication that there is a trust deficit in our democratic institutions in Ghana. I am not at all happy with those findings. Where the ratings gave the courts 10%, gave His Excellency the President 14%, gave the Electoral Commission 10%, and gave Parliament 8%. This is the judgment of the people of Ghana. Honorable members, clearly, we must change our minds, we must change our attitudes, and the ways we conduct ourselves and our business. I want to emphasize this. If you are not worried about the rating, I am completely distressed. I know it's a global phenomenon, but is it for the better or for the worse? I want us all to ponder over it as we go through this workshop.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still to come. Grand farewell as dignitaries including President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Dr. Bawumia gather for the final funeral rites for former First Lady Theresa Kufuor in Kumasi. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay.